Oh, why, hello there. Any chance that is given to me that lets me cosplay and wear this actual uniform, I'm going to take advantage of it. So let's go ahead and begin the review, shall we? All right, bringing it in right now. Impressive. Hello folks, Denobi2 here. Let's begin this review. Why hello folks, Denobi2 here, and thank you for joining me once again on another visual tour. And on this episode, I'm going to get my Star Trek geek on by reviewing the brand new figure from EXO-6. This is their first figure, which is Data. What I found interesting about this box is that it says EXO-1002, so I'm assuming that the number 1 would be Picard because it has already been teased and it's already been thrown into pre-order status. So let's get this bad boy open. This is exciting. Star Trek First Contact is a special movie for me. It was the first movie that I remember seeing in stadium theater seating. It was in 1996. It was one of the first theaters where I grew up at that had stadium seating, and First Contact was the first movie. So I'll never forget that. I'll never forget it. And it tends to date me how long ago that was. But this artwork on this box is just beautiful. Very nostalgia. I mean, everything about it. The movie poster, the little sticker there celebrating 25 years of First Contact. Yes, my God, I couldn't believe it. I saw the sticker. It's like, man, it's really been that long. But yeah, I mean, time flies. 25 years, holy smack. The back of the box is heavily detailed with a lot of info. Talks about the accessories, what's included, and where the company's based out of, which it says they're Hong Kong. Wan Chai, Hong Kong. So this is from there, and I'm hoping that we're going to see a lot more characters from the actual film. Now they've, like I mentioned earlier, they had thrown Picard from First Contact into pre-order. I have that bad boy already, and I guess my question is, what else is going to be honored from the film, from the actual First Contact film? I'm gonna preach it throughout this whole video, and I'm gonna root for the Borg Queen. I think it's been teased on their Instagram page that we're gonna either be getting a Borg, First Contact Borg, or a Queen. Just impressed, very, very well impressed. First, I'm going to start off with the accessories, and the Star Trek issued phaser rifle here is awesome. The detail, the paint application is great. One of the cool things about these type of props during the late 90s is that these phaser rifles were also seen on Voyager and on Deep Space Nine. That was the beauty of the late 90s in Star Trek, is that you had the films going and you had the TV show, and everything was interchangeable, which is kind of cool. The tricorder here uses the little magnetic feature, which was, I remember, introduced or used with the QMX Picard, which I do have. So I do have the QMX Picard. The detail on this tricorder is awesome, and the paint application too on the little phaser here, it's done very, very well. So, but you know, I grew up in the 90s collecting Star Trek merch, and it was Playmates. So this is light years away from the solid colors that Playmates would use with their merchandise. All right, let's get the head, and let's look at Data. And my first impression right out of the box is that they did a bang up job. They really did. They really captured the likeness of Brent Spiner from 1996. Now, is it a perfect head sculpt? No. Is it good enough for what it's going to meet? I think so. I think this is probably an 8. 8.5 out of 10. And that's simply because of the hair. I think they didn't add enough detail and sculpt to the hair, which I'll focus on in this shot here. But overall, it's a beautiful figure. It is just surreal that 25 years later, I'm able to purchase new merchandise from this film, which is one of the better, most successful films from the Next Generation crew. So this is what I was talking about. I feel that the hair is lacking detail, and every now and then I do see the manufacturer's seam line of the head. It's not a deal breaker, but I felt it's something that should not have been overlooked. But they did capture his likeness, and they blew it out of the park with the Borg hybrid version of Data here. This is where Data is being teased by the Borg Queen, and I was impressed with the little red and blue little LEDs that show the seam. I do like, though, that you can see the actual difference of hair sculpt from the human hair, because it was being grafted onto him, and Data's android hair. So that's done very, very well. I personally think this head sculpt outranks the regular Data head. It's not bad, but I think they added a lot more love and more tender care to this particular version of Data. Well, this Borg version of Data. But other than that, you can actually kind of see the seams where the head was manufactured. As long as you have Data being posed forward, it's not going to be something that'll be very noticeable. Now I'm testing out the joints and then the articulation to the body, and it's on par. It's on par to what I'm used to within the 1/6 scale community. A little bit rigid in certain parts, but the leg I think they more of a ratchet. But it's Data. Data is typically not in a combat scenario other than punches and fists. I like that they added the strap to the uniform there so that the pants are pulled out. So I thought that was cool. Now this base here, my God, if there was ever an opportunity to have a lighted base that actually worked with the theme in, it would definitely be a transporter pad within the world of Star Trek. It's not a bad base, it really isn't. It probably would have raised the price to have an illuminated transporter pad, but it's Star Trek. Again, it's one of those like ironic things. Like, look, if there was ever an opportunity that would justify having a pad, a transporter pad that would light up, it would be Star Trek. So it probably would have increased the price. I don't know. I probably would have paid a little bit more for an illuminated transporter pad. Can you imagine? That way you can like build a whole transporter room, well, as you connect all the pads together. That'd be cool. That'd be really. That'd be some Star Trek nerdism there for me. But overall, I mean, it's a cool base. It meets my expectations. All right, let's pop him on here. Let's put him right. Make sure that thing grabs his crotch there so he doesn't tip over. And the accessories here, the little magnetic tricorder and phaser. So it didn't come with instructions. There was no printed material. I'm sure there's probably instructions on the website, but I had to kind of fiddle-faddle trying to locate the magnets. I mean, as many years I've pumped in, I mean, you think I would know where the tricorder would sit and then the phaser, but no, that's me kind of feeling around. And then I'm just like, all right, Data, spread them up, raise them up, and then once you do it, it snaps onto place, which is cool. Then you get the little tricorder, make sure it's folded, and it pops it right there. So now that I know where the magnets are hidden, I can then apply my technique to attach in the phaser holster. There you go, it pops right there. There you go. Get the little phaser on there, and it gently does it. So DM magnets there, and a little bit of fiddle-faddle in it, and it works. Now, I'm not going to have Data on board the Enterprise E with a little handheld phaser. He's going to definitely be holding the the Starfleet phaser-issued rifle there. And I also noticed this was in the box too. These little clips right here, little transporter pads. So I guess as you build your collection, you can actually connect all the transporter bases together. So that's neat. That way you can clip them on. I'm assuming that's what that's for. Now, a little quick edit here, and Data looks kick-ass holding the phaser rifle. It just does. Love it, love it, love it. Now, I'm showcasing I'll showcase the feet later. I didn't know that there were ankle joints. I thought because the boots were preventing the actual ankles from adjusting. The other thing too that kind of bugs me here, you can see, is the two-tone. So because he's holding the rifle, the paint application does not go into his arm. And I'm not saying that the whole body should have been painted with the Data color scheme, but the forearms should have been painted, the arms, because the Starfleet issued uniforms are just, I mean, we all know about the Picard pull, the waist pull every time he gets up in the chair and so forth. They constantly adjust their uniforms, and I think EXO-6 did a phenomenal job with the tailoring and the stitching, but they should have taken into account, like, look, okay, great, if he's holding a phaser rifle about to blast the Borg, can you extend some of that paint love to his arms, at least? Not right, just right up to the elbow. You don't have to paint the whole body underneath it with the Data scheme. So, and again, I'm showcasing the feet here because I really thought they were rigid. I thought for some reason the boots went up, but I later discovered in the video that he does have ankle joints. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of a head swap here to see how much love I applied there, and it works. Yeah, I like this head. I really do. This is probably the head I'm gonna stay on. They did a really good job. Assuming, wink wink, at EXO-6 that they released the Borg Queen. But I mean, I'm willing to pay a little bit more if it's a phenomenal detailed queen. I'm talking like her torso detaches from her body, so forth. Hey, if Playmates could do it back in the 90s in action figure form, I know EXO-6 can do a phenomenal job delivering the Borg Queen as the Borg Queen is trying to seduce. But anyway, did you see the Picard? I discovered the Picard has the ankle joints, and then I realized that they were just hard and rigid, and I had to wiggle, waggle them, and kind of, finagle them. So, if you are a Star Trek fan, if you're a Star Trek Next Generation fan, this is, if there's one Data that you would want to add to your collection, for me it would be the Next Generation. Or the Star Trek Generations version of Data, but this works. This is acceptable. I like this. I like Star Trek First Contact Borg. Are we going to get different versions of Data throughout the films? I don't know. But if we only get one Data, I guess this works. This is okay. I would have preferred more of a Next Generation look, maybe like a Season 6 uniform or 7. That would have been good. Now, the extra head here, I'm going to use, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to kit bash his head. I'm going to get like a period piece kit bash body, maybe like a Sherlock Holmes or like a Dixon Hill, where he is wearing 20th century clothing and he's coming out of the holodeck or something like that. So if anybody out there knows how to 3D print a holodeck arch, please send me a message, because I would love to commission a Starfleet issue holodeck arch. That way I can have Data spew out poetry and sing in the lounge. But I need a holodeck arch. This is fun. I think EXO-6 did a phenomenal job. There's a few misses, but this is like the whole arm thing and maybe like the hair detail. But overall, they did a bang up job, and I look forward to more of their products. Thank you.